You're now tuned into $1 million worth of game today.
The legend.
Listen, we got a legend in the building.
The legend.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you know him. We know him from different things, especially in our community. But the way we really know him is Ricky! Like that was a legendary moment in Boyz N the Hood. We was like, damn, they got Ricky.
They got Ricky. Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like looking at your career, it's like you just kept elevating. You just keep elevating.
First of all, you gotta let them know who we got here.
Listen, Morris Chestnut, you already know what time it is. You gotta say his name. If you gotta say, listen, you know you a real logo when you ain't gotta put the words under the logo and it's just that. If you see his face and you don't know who he is, I don't know what planet you on. He's the real logo. Like he's like, you know how you see the McDonald's arch, you ain't gotta put McDonald's under. You know the arch. Like you gotta know, you know the Apple. You know what I'm saying? You know the Nike Swish. You know Morris Chestnut. Now,
thank you.
how do you, we hear, you got big things going on. Wise, you got Reasonable Doubt. You got all type of other things. Your own production company. You got so much stuff going on. But how do you get from Ricky all the way to here?
Right. You know, for me, it's a number of things. But one of the first and foremost, I always want to continue to get better. You know, I never forget. I mean, even I would go to acting class sometime, and people would have done a commercial, and this is like after I did Boyz N the Hood, after I did The Best Man, I would still go to acting classes. And people would see me, they'd be like, oh, you was in that movie, what are you doing here? And you know, I've always felt the need to always continue to get better. You know, I never just said, okay, I did this and just gonna stand on that and let that rest. I always want to just keep improving every single time out. And I just put it to them as like, you know, Tiger Woods had a coach, you know, Kobe Bryant had a coach. Everyone has a coach, but I think for me, like I said, it was just about getting better.
Now, how do you, like Hollywood is a hard place to navigate.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
How did you go about continuously getting roles, even though you had a coach? There's other people that had coaches.
True.
But what did you do differently to make you keep getting roles?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, the one thing I wish, I mean, there's no blueprint for Hollywood. I mean, I wish I had the secret. I had, you know, I can tell you what I believe contributed to where I am today. And I think part of that is I've always, first and foremost, I never made the industry my life. I made the industry a part of my life. And that was a huge choice because the industry always fluctuates, no matter who you are for most people. I mean, I think when I started out, the only two people who've been at the top of the game are Denzel Washington and Tom Cruise. At the top. But other than that, people go up, they come down, they go up and come down. And so for me, I just wanted some stability. So I just made the industry part of my life, but not my life. In addition to that, what has helped me, in addition to trying to get better, do better every time out, I've always treat everybody with respect and dignity. You know, from the person, just the production assistant who's coming, giving everybody coffee, getting their breakfast, to the head of the studio, the head star on the show. I treat everybody the same, and just with respect. That's gone a long way because a lot of people, sometimes they just get into the position and you know, they take advantage because they can, and that's not the best thing to do, in my opinion.
How did you go about, you know, picking your roles? Because I know you had some selection where it probably was roles where the money would be great, but you like, I don't want to get locked into a stereotype. But like, how do you pick your roles?
So that's another thing. I mean, I wish that I could say that for most of my career I had the opportunity to select the roles. But I mean, for most of my career I haven't been, because there have been things that I've turned down and decided not to do. But you know, for the most part, there was a scarcity of roles out there. I mean, you know, when I came out, so it was Boyz N the Hood, and I think, I mean, there was, and my kind of people in kind of my categories, like Alan Payne, Omar Epps, of course Cuba, but it wasn't like there were 50 million projects, you know, when I was coming up. And before that, you had Denzel and Wesley, and back Sydney, you know, it was like, so it wasn't like, it's not like the other cats to where they have, if Tom Cruise doesn't do it, they go down to Brad Pitt. If Brad Pitt doesn't do it, Leonardo. And then what they say on that end is like, okay, if Pitt doesn't do it, if Leonardo doesn't do it, Tom Cruise doesn't do it, well, we'll create somebody. It wasn't like that on our side.
Oh, do you, even though it wasn't like that, do you see it evolving now with own people getting their own production companies, people creating their own writer rooms? Like, how is it looking? Is it changing?
It did change for a period of time to where there were more writer directors, minority writer directors of color, people of color who write and direct. But the industry now is just changing kind of in the opposite direction. They're doing less movies. They're doing, they have TV shows, but really I think stars, for the most part, are created during the movie. So I was fortunate. I was coming up at a time to where they were doing a lot of those movies. But now, I mean, what's the last one that that you've seen? You can't really name them. You don't. People go back to the Boyz N the Hood.
Yeah, we don't have movies like that.
We don't have movies like that anymore because of that. Hollywood's not making them, and that was a change.
But why? Because it seems to me that they were highly productive.
They were highly productive, and they were highly financially successful.
And it was low to shoot. It was low cost in the shoot.
Yep.
So that seems like a winner to me. Low cost in the shoot, highly productive, make a bunch of money.
Yeah. Okay. It was one of the changes in the industry was the change over from DVD. When a lot of times the studios would make those movies and they know they would get X amount of DVD sales. Around 2009, 2010, somewhere around there, that started to go away. And so they don't make as many. And then now you have the transition, of course, to streaming, and really the only thing you really see in the theaters are either huge blockbusters or something that's original IP. And sometimes they'll take a chance every now and again, but it's not like it used to be.
How do you feel about the fact of now it could be some young kid in the Midwest of America, him and his buddy could get some cameras and a MacBook and go shoot their own movie and get it on streaming platforms?
I think that's incredible. I love that aspect of it. I love to see young talent go out there and go get it. For a large part, when people would come up to me and say, "Hey, man, I want to do what you do," and I'll say, "Well, are you in an acting class? No. Are you studying anywhere? No. Are you making home films? Are you doing?" No, they just want to be a star. And I love when
you're talking about that.
You're talking about that, right? So I love when young talent they when they want it and they do something to achieve it. They don't want to just go sit in the corner of a cafe and get discovered. They don't want to just say, "Oh, I want to go to this party and meet this producer so I can get put on," And so I love the aspect that people can they can work on their craft, and you don't need a studio. These young streamers and people with all this technology, they don't need a studio. They don't need Hollywood to come find them, or they don't even have to make their way to Hollywood.
What was your hardest role?
And hardest role in terms of what? Emotionally or physically?
Both.
Emotionally, the most challenging was The Best Man. Physically, I did this movie, a Navy SEAL movie with Demi Moore and G.I. Jane. Yeah. Oh, that was the worst because it had everything I don't like. I don't like water, right? We were always in water because it was a Navy SEAL movie. I don't like being cold. We were always cold during that movie. That movie, that was the worst.
That was the worst?
That was the worst
But
movie.
why was, what's the name mentally, The Best Man?
Because emotionally I had to, on the very first Best Man, I had to be in a place. So the very first Man, so a lot of people don't realize, they say, "Man, you work all the time." So when I did the very first Best Man, I did Boyz N the Hood. And back then, you didn't go from a TV show to a movie. I mean, from a movie to a TV show. You were either a movie star or a TV star. And I went from being in Boyz N the Hood, which was a big success, to doing a sitcom. And that was, back then, it was like, people didn't do that.
Right.
And so, my career it wasn't going where I wanted it to go. And so that was one of those times to where I got back into an acting class. And literally, I got back into an acting class. I was there for about another 3 months, and then I learned something in that class to where I used in the audition for The Best Man. But The Best Man, to go to a play, I'll never forget when I was crying at the altar in that movie. You got to go to a place, and because we were doing it take after take after take, and for the place, that was the first time that I really had to just sit in that film and deal with those emotions to bring out that emotion for that scene for a long time. So I literally, when I would think of that scene for years I would kind of get chills because I was just dealing with some stuff that, you know, we all have stuff that we deal with. I was just dealing with some stuff that I had, and I couldn't, it was just so, it affected me so much from that scene. That's what made it the most challenging, because for years I would see it, and I would see the scene, it would take me back, or I would think about when I was doing the scene, it would take me back, and just had to deal with some stuff.
This episode of $1 Million Worth of Game is brought to you by New Amsterdam Vodka. Now, life ain't going your way. Shout out to New Amsterdam Vodka. You caught your woman cheating today? Shout out to New Amsterdam Vodka. You thought that check was coming, but it didn't come your way. Shout out to New Amsterdam Vodka. It's distilled 5 times. It's filtered 3 times for that clean, crisp finish. Now you can drink it straight up, on the rocks, juice, soda, or you can make a classic New Amsterdam mule, but that's up to you. When you're out and about at your local liquor store, don't run past this New Amsterdam Vodka. Don't you do that. You get it to the counter, boop. Get it home, put it on whatever, drink it however way you like it, and you will be feeling great. And it's good for pregame as well. So make sure you get you some New Amsterdam Vodka, the official vodka of Barstool Sports. Right. This episode of $1 Million Worth of Game is brought to you by Fabletics. When you live in active wear, you can never have enough. But the good stuff usually costs a fortune. Becoming a Fabletics VIP is simple. When you sign up as a new VIP, you get 80% off. I repeat, 80% off everything. And after that, the membership is about $60 a month, unless you skip. The monthly fee gives you exclusive memberships, benefits, including a credit you can use towards a full outfit or a bundle up to $100. These pieces feel kind of high end. I mean, really good. The material is great. You pay $200 for it, but not at Fabletics. You're getting that level of quality in a fraction of the price. That makes the membership feel like it pays for itself. So understand the quality is great. What you usually would pay $200 for, come on, you're getting 80% off with a membership of $60 a month. 80% off? Come on, you could treat the whole family right. Treat yourself to gear that looks good, feels good, and doesn't break the bank with Fabletics. Go to fabletics.com/dollars and sign up as a VIP and get 80% off everything. That's 80% off everything. That's fabletics.com/dollars. Sign up as a VIP, 80% off everything. Fabletics, right?
This type of questions I like to ask. When you was doing Ricky, Boyz N the Hood,
Right.
and you a young man getting your first, did you ever in a million years say, 10 years from now, I'm gonna be one of the biggest sex symbols on planet Earth. All the women are gonna love me 10 years from now. Did Ricky think that?
No, I gotta tell you, man, I was just, let me tell you, I was just happy to be on a set, you know, because at that time, I had only done, I got my SAG card from this, the TV version of Nightmare on Elm Street. And when I got that part, things really just kind of aligned for me. It was a blessing from God. They really aligned for me to get that part. And when I was on that set, I was just happy to be there.
But you always hear the girls, this person, Morris Chestnut. Like, did Ricky really think that?
You know, let me tell you, you know what was crazy? I don't know if I'm gonna tell you. I don't know if it was. I'll never forget. So Denzel is like the ultimate to me,
right? And
I'll never forget this. And we did Boyz N the Hood. So when we did Boyz N the Hood, they did a calendar. And we had a calendar, whatever, and we were all on the calendar. And I don't think the movie hadn't come out yet. And I was at a park in LA, and we were playing basketball. I saw Denzel Washington. Now this is Denzel Washington. At the time, he was still, famous. He was still Denzel. He's like, yeah. He said, I saw you in a, because he had worked with the makeup artist that was on Boyz N the Hood, and he said, yeah, I saw you. You was on the calendar. Yeah, you was on the calendar. And I looked back, and I really didn't. I was like, oh yeah, it was cool. He said, yeah, they would talk about it. I was like, yeah. I really didn't think much of it, but I just looked back at that time. I was just young and green and just didn't have any direction. I would have tried to pull him to the side. I would try to talk to him, but to your point, I mean, he's Denzel Washington. Right. The ladies loved him, and he's right there. And I never even tried to holler at him and say, hey, man, what would you do? If you were in my position, how would you go in your career? Because I was just young and green. So I had no idea, that the movie would do what it did. I was in a movie to where nobody knew who I was. Nobody knew who Cuba was. People knew who Ice Cube was from the movie. Fishburne, he was in, Pee-wee's Playhouse, all that. But I was like, ain't nobody gonna see this movie. It's directed by a dude that's my same age. We like 19, 20 years old. Ain't nobody gonna see this movie. And it just hit.
How hard was it for you to be a sex symbol? For those that don't know, you've been happily married for 30 years through all this. Was it temptation to deal with temptation? All the women, they throwing panties at you. You going here, you traveling, you traveling. Like, how was it for you to deal with that, to stay faithful and committed, and honor your vows through this whole time?
Well, one of the things I think that, I always tell people is, and especially when they ask me about marriage or just different things, is before we are who we are, before we're actors, before we're athletes, before we're doctors, before we're lawyers, we're still people, right? And so, of course, the temptation is there. For me, I just, I've always kept my private life private. And I think, fortunately, what played into my favor is I've never been the cat to just be out there. I've never just wanted to just go hang out and be seen and get the attention in the club and pop bottles and all that. I just kind of just been a homebody. So that's kind of helped me. It's not like I'm just out all night, hours of the night, just, out there wilding out, which just could be a temptation, and it is.
Tell us about Watson for the people that don't know.
Yes, Watson is a show. It's based on the Sherlock Holmes mythology. It's Sherlock Holmes and Watson. So the show is focused on John Watson. It's told from John Watson's perspective. He's a doctor at a clinic that was gifted to him by Sherlock. And he solves the rarest of medical mysteries. And all of our mysteries on our show are based in real science. So he solves very rare medical mysteries while he's leading a team of some of the smartest, brightest people in the world.
How did you get this? How did you get the role? How did you?
Yeah, this is funny. It's not funny, but it was, I took a general meeting. So in Hollywood, we take general meetings with producers. Some producers are doing some stuff. So I just want to meet and say hello. And I don't know if Aaron Kaplan, who he produces a lot of shows. He does Cedric the Entertainer Show, The Neighborhood, and as well as, I think he has like 3 or 4 shows on CBS right now. So I took a general meeting with him, and he was running down. He's like, producers like that, they have tons of projects. So he was just running down all the projects he had. He said, he says there's one, he says, and this, he says this other project I have is, it's based on Sherlock Holmes and Watson, we're gonna have a doctor from, Watson. And I was like, Sherlock Holmes, I was like, they're not gonna have a black Watson. So that was something I didn't even think about. When he said that, I was just thinking about the other project he was talking about. And then about a year after that, my manager called me and said, hey, that meeting that we took with Aaron Kaplan, the project he mentioned, Watson, they're interested in you. So they sent me the script and made the offer.
Let me ask you this question. Have you ever turned down a role that you regretted when the movie or the TV series came out and you was like, I didn't see that, but damn it, I should have seen it.
I can tell you a couple of roles that I didn't get that I really wanted, that I auditioned for. Because there haven't. So back in the day when I was really young in my career, even when I wasn't so young in my career, but very early on, is that as an actor you would think that every role is the role. It's like, if I get this role, it's going to change X, Y, Z. I got to get this, I got to get that. And of course there were those. And one I was like, okay, cool. So when we did, there were actually 2. So we did Boyz N the Hood for Columbia, and there was a movie that the movie was hot at Columbia Pictures, and they were producing a movie with the biggest stars in the world.
Don't tell me Juice.
No, it wasn't Juice. No, that wasn't Juice. They weren't feeling me. That was in New York. That was a New York story. Yeah. But no. So it was a movie. Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson. There's a movie called A Few Good Men.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't turn it down. I auditioned for it. I auditioned for it. Me, Cuba, because we were the guys in the studio because Boyz N the Hood was hot. We auditioned for it, and literally. They at that point in time, so I thought I was like, oh man, so we got a shot. We're at the I'm at the same studio, major, yeah, got the shot, and so literally, so it was the same studio. One of the production guys that was on Boyz N the Hood ended up getting the role because what happened was everybody wanted, every young black actor wanted the role at that time, but. There was an actor that was on the production side in Boyz N the Hood. He was also on production on that movie. And they just saw him walking around and they were like, okay, we all auditioned and we thought, I was like, oh man, I get this. It's gonna be this, that, and other.
You know how major it would have been if you was in there?
Oh, it would have been major. It would have been major, but I didn't get it.
You can't handle the truth.
Oh, see, look at you.
You want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Did you audition against Jack on that?
No, you know.
That's what the warden told him in prison. When I'm getting out, you can't handle the truth. Go lay down.
There was another movie that I really wanted. I love telling the story because it's the truth. I really wanted the role. So kind of a little bit after that, it was I auditioned for because I was playing a football player in Boyz N the Hood. Of course, as a young guy, you say, "Oh, I'm a football player. They can see me in this role," and so I auditioned also for Jerry Maguire, and I was like, "Oh man,
show me the money."
This was another movie. Another Tom Cruise movie. Get this money.
Play the Boyz N the Hood, man.
Exactly. I was a football player, but I was like, "Dang, I didn't get that." And then I went and saw the movie, and I was like, oh, my audition wasn't nothing like that. I mean, he would put his foot in the role.
Yes, he did.
He put his foot in the role, and I was like, okay, I see what this is now. So I knew that I had to keep going. I knew I had to keep studying, and it was just one of those things to where, for me, and just even for all the young people out there, it's like, even when you feel like this is the opportunity that's going to get you to the next level or to a spot where you want to be, it's okay if it doesn't happen for you as long as you keep working to get to that next level.
Absolutely.
Because what I've learned in this industry, for the most part, is what's for you is for you. But a lot of times, or some of the times when I'm talking to people, it's like, they don't put in the work. Right. Well, what's for me is for me. I ain't got to put in the work because what's for me is for me. But what's for you is for you as long as you continue to do the work. And a lot of times people miss out on that.
Absolutely.
Now, tell us about Reasonable Doubt.
Reasonable Doubt, I love that show. Reasonable Doubt, a Hulu show, Kerry Washington producing, Ramla Muhammad is the writer-showrunner, and a creator, writer-showrunner, and Imiati Corinaldi is the lead. It's an excellent show on Hulu. That it's a kind of like, I don't want to say I can't really describe it. I would say it's a sexual legal thriller, but there's so many dynamics to the show. I just love being on the show.
Now I got a question. Like, this is a sports question.
Okay, sports question. Okay.
This episode of $1 Million Worth of Game is brought to you by DraftKings. NFL fans, what's your favorite touchdown? There's over 100 years of TDs to pick from. For me, it's the next one. Because with DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the NFL, every touchdown could bring you closer to cashing in. DraftKings Sportsbooks delivers the unmatched intensity of the NFL right to your fingertips. From first touchdown scores to any TD props or the thrill of live in-game betting, every snap is loaded with opportunity. Here's the best part. New customers bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Your team hitting pay dirt pays out to you. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, but use code Gillie. You want that $300? Use code Gillie. That's code Gillie for new customers to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Put it on and wear it right.
What's up, everybody? I'm Wallo, $267 million worth of game, and I am a Roe partner. One thing about Roe is a life changer. So if you're going through something right now with ED, don't even worry about it. Roe is going to take care of all that. Roe Sparks is a 2-in-1 prescription treatment for stronger, harder erections. I'm talking about you're going to be standing like a statue. I'm telling you, life is going to change. They hit the bloodstream like this. They work in 15 minutes on average. And guess what? That means more sex, more any. It's a game changer. You want a thicker, a longer erection? Rose Sparks is here for you. Rose Sparks is active in your system for 36 hours, so you go back to back, round after round, and be ready in the morning. Be ready for play with Rose Sparks. Rose connect guys with a medical provider, 100% online, so there's no awkward conversations with in-person providers. You don't have to worry about none of that. If approved, treatment shipped directly to your door. I'm talking about you ain't got to go nowhere. It go right to your door if you get approved. If prescribed, new sexual health partners get $15 off Sparks on recurring plans. Connect with a provider at ro.co/MDWOG to find out if prescription Rose Sparks is right for you. That's ro.co/MDWOG for $15 off your first order. What are you waiting for? Because when it comes to sports, I think you're a little crazy because of this. Number one.
Okay.
When you're from a certain location in America, right?
Right.
And you like a team, like me. I'm from Philadelphia. I didn't like teams all across the country. When the Rams won, they was my team. KC was my team. New England was my team. All the teams they win. Now, it's cool that these teams is my team and I'm from far away.
Right.
Because they won.
Right.
But for you to be an Eagles fan all them years since you was a kid and all the losses that they took,
sure,
how was you holding on all this time? And then how you be from LA and like the Eagles
for sure.
go through all these painful seasons?
I did.
Decades.
Yeah.
No Super Bowl and hold on all them years. How did you do that?
That's a great question because I tell you, I did not want my son to be Eagles fan because of that. Because I had gone through so many years. I mean, I've been down.
You mean baby Chestnut loves somebody else?
No, he loves the Eagles.
Oh, wow.
My son.
He wanted to go through the pain.
I didn't want him to go through the pain to be an Eagles fan because, we didn't win until 2018.
He didn't.
And there was a lot of pain in those years. I have, so I love the Eagles since Wilbur McGahn. I go way back with the Eagles, way back. And always played them on John Madden football. And I've just been a huge Eagles fan. And I was standing, people look at me now, because we ball. People look at us now. They're like, oh yeah, right, you've been an Eagles fan. But no, I done been through days to where we had all defense and no offense. We had
James Thrash and Todd Pinkston.
Yeah, but even before
I'll call them out. I don't care. I don't know how we kept winning with them.
3-1. Yeah, I'm telling you, and I go way back. We had Heath Sherman as a running back.
What? We had Bubby Bristol.
Bubby, you know what I'm saying? So I go way back, but I just have been.
Yeah, Ray Rhodes as a coach.
Ray Rhodes, I remember that name.
Rich Kotite.
Rich Kotite, yep. And we had Buddy Ryan. Buddy
was electric.
We had a great defense, but we had no offense.
No, Buddy didn't care about the offense.
He didn't care about the offense, but our defense was. So I just been down. I'm just a loyal cat, man. And once I'm with you, I'm with you. And so I've been an Eagles fan decades. I mean, decades of losing, and decades of just being so close. So close. But I know you mentioned the Chiefs. See, the one thing I love about this last victory, and I gotta say, this Super Bowl victory. So our mistake the first time we played the Chiefs is, we let it get to the scorecards. You know what I'm saying? It came down to the last play, a little bogus foul, a bogus penalty that they gave the Chiefs. So what they say in boxing, they say, don't take it to the judge's scorecard. Right. You got to knock their ass out next time. Right. And that's what because you're a Chiefs fan?
Yeah, no, I was. I'm an Eagles fan now.
No, he's a fan of whoever wins.
Okay.
They got me now. They just got to win.
So that's Super Bowl, though. So who were you rooting for the last?
I had my Eagles stuff on last time, but the one before I had both uniforms just in case anything. I had the first one, but I wound up Chiefs.
So how do you do that, though? How do you do that?
He's a loser.
I got backup uniforms.
You understand? He never watched sports, so he cuz I don't understand sports. You mean to tell me, you're a fan of a team that ain't never won your whole life, and you still a fan of them? That's loser shit. Why you just don't switch teams to a winner, so you can feel good at the end of the year? He don't understand the loyalty.
The loyalty.
He get mad at me because he tell me I'm not supposed to call people on Sunday, right?
Oh yeah, why they watching the game?
I don't watch games.
You don't watch the game?
No, I only watch the playoffs when they're getting close to decide who I'm going to like if they go to the Super Bowl. So all season, I'm not watching the game. So he get mad because he be like, you be calling people, and I be always like, yo, I was calling. He be like, don't call nobody on Sunday, ain't nobody answering their phone. I don't know how to do that because I don't watch games. I'm not watching the game.
You don't watch the game?
Why would I watch the game when I don't know the day you're going to go to the big party? I don't care about these teams until they...
Wow.
No.
So what you do on Sundays?
I just be chilling. listening to music, doing some other stuff. But I'm not gonna sit there and watch no game all this time and be frustrated like he do if the things don't go right. I'm waiting till it's time to get to the big dance.
But you got to think, he different. He take baths at hotels and stuff like that. Like he's like,
do you really?
I told him.
You're not supposed to.
Oh, wow.
You're not supposed. Is it bad?
We get to the hotel. He told me, man, I'm about to go jump in a bath. I said, you take
Why
baths
don't
at
you?
hotels.
Why don't you take a bath at a hotel?
He told me there's a bath
at a hotel?
because the man that was there about the night before you was in there getting crazy. You have a bunch of stains all in there now. You laying all in there like this.
At a hotel?
Bubbles.
At a hotel. I thought you go to the one, the tub is nice and big, fill it up with the bubbles, lay there.
Wow.
Like you ain't supposed to?
You haven't seen like the Datelines and the shows where they go in there with the green light and show you stuff.
Man, that's all over the bed too. You lay on the bed, you sit on the couch, you be at the desk doing stuff. It's like, what I'm gonna do?
Listen.
At least I can wash up and feel clean.
Well,
they take
they
baths
could
at
have done something
hotels,
bad,
man.
but I know what they do in them bathtubs. But I don't understand how do you not watch football on
because
Sundays?
it takes too long.
That's some losers.
It takes too long.
I gotta sit there and wait and all that. Listen, I'm excited when I know, my team going to the Super Bowl, so one of them is going to be my team. We're going to win. I'm happy then.
I like taking them to basketball games because we'd be sitting there at halftime, come be like, cuz I'm out. I'm like,
I'm leaving.
Why did I bring you?
Because why do I want to watch y'all run back and forth all day about nothing? Like, get to the finals.
So you don't play?
Nah, I used to play back in the day.
My man just said
And
that was the crazy.
I mean, that don't. You're not intrigued by the game?
This episode of $1 Million Worth of Game is brought to you by Square. Your favorite neighborhood spot runs on Square. These businesses are what make the neighborhood the neighborhood. These are the places that become an extension of your home. When neighborhood businesses thrive, the whole neighborhood thrives. We show up as a community, and we can mean big business for local business owners. Money spent in the neighborhood stays in the neighborhood. Take this ad as an excuse to go support your favorite local spot and have yourself a day in the neighborhood. Square is a proud partner of more than 4 million neighborhood businesses around the world. You can go to square.com/$1 million worth of game to learn more. But before you go support your favorite neighborhood spot. You'll be happy you did. Square, right? This episode of $1 Million Worth of Game is brought to you by Heal. Fall is near. School and work are ramping up. Life is busy for all of us. I get it. You get it. Time is tough to come by, especially to get a meal that helps you towards your goals. Fortunately, Heal gets it too. At least $3 per meal, it packs with 40 grams of plant-based protein and 27 essential vitamins and minerals. No added sugars, gluten-free, tastes great with flavors like salted caramel and chocolate. Plus, it keeps me full for hours. It's perfect for breakfast, lunch, and post-workout. And just like you thought, Heal has everything covered. Just drop the first-of-kind super green drink in a can. It's called the Heal Daily Greens Ready to Drink. Forget powders, forget pills. This is your daily green, sparkling, refreshing, and ready whenever you are. I'm obsessed with this new product. Start every day with it. The one thing about Heal is packed. It got all the proteins, it got the minerals, it got everything you need right here. This little bottle right here, look. When it starts your day right, bam! What we talking about? Well, you need the proteins and the minerals. Bam! What we talking about? Try Heal and get 15% off new customers by using code Dollaz. That's code Dollaz at Heal.com/Dollaz. Fuel your best performance with Heal today. Right.
No. I just want to know who's gonna win, so I can have somebody a new jersey. I can pull my jersey out and wear it and just be a fan. I want to be a fan of winners. But these guys is not winners right now because we going to a game and the Sixers look like they're not gonna win. This team ain't going to the big party, so why am I here?
Okay, but you didn't go to the Eagles games.
No. I go to the Eagles. I went to what was the game?
Playoffs.
I went to? Playoffs.
When I ran the Eagles out the tunnel.
Oh, yeah.
I went to them because
Did you stay the whole game?
Yeah, because it was exciting. I knew they was going. I wanted to give my dedication.
You want to be part of it?
Yes.
You gotta understand, we walked in the locker room and he said, Saquon, you're my favorite player. Saquon, I said, man, get the hell out of here.
He said, you don't even, I said, no, Saquon.
Saquon literally said,
I'm with y'all now.
He said, get the hell out of here. You don't even watch football.
He's my favorite player right now.
Wow.
Right now,
really?
he's my favorite player.
Wow.
But that could change next week. That's how
No,
crazy
not next
it is.
week. They don't go.
But what's the I don't understand the joy in
The joy is going to the parades, dancing. I was at Tampa Bay dancing in the street when we won. He was mad.
We mean in Tom Brady, Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Yes.
Yeah, that was my team. So my whole
We
thing
just
is
so
like,
happened to be in Tampa Bay the weekend of the
just
Super
to be
Bowl.
able to tell-
And he
that's
was
what-
in the streets.
just to wear my jersey and to look like a proud fan. So and I can say I'll deal with the winners. That's all
Wow.
I care about. I don't really care about the rest of the season. Like for what?
Wow.
Y'all sit there. Y'all listen.
I can't even.
That's a
I can't
loser
even comprehend.
mentality. But you know, you do the 20 years in the joint, you're a little thrown off. You know what I mean?
What else? So what else?
And
you
he
guys
was an
going on?
all-state center up in
was.
prison. He's
Quarterback.
Well, he
All-state
He
quarterback?
did his whole bid like this.
I was a quarterback. He lying. He's lying.
Blue 32.
He's lying. I was a quarterback.
You
Now-
can throw the rock?
No, he can't.
Oh, he can't throw.
This man got
I
an
used to be-
athletic bone in his
I used to be
body,
an athlete
man.
when I was
He
younger.
said he
than
played
36.
ball. He
Back
said
in
he
the
played
day.
ball.
Back in the day, I did. Back in the day, I played ball when I was like.
The only thing he ever was good at was robbing people. That's why he went to jail at 10. He went to jail at 12.
He lying.
Then he went back at
This guy
15,
lying.
and he came home at 16.
Okay.
And then he went back at 17.
He's lying.
Well, that means you can run fast then.
No, I
No,
couldn't.
Oh, you
I
couldn't.
got
he
caught.
You
couldn't. He
got
always got caught. He's slowest motherfucker in the
I always got
family.
caught. You know what I mean? But I was a hell of a getaway car driver. Like, I was-
Apparently not.
No, he went to
but I
jail at
wasn't
17.
driving in my cases.
He had no
Oh,
license.
you were driving in your
I
case?
wasn't driving in my cases. Now, what do you got coming on? What else?
Okay.
What else is coming down
The
the line?
main thing.
Outside, I hope I see you at the Super Bowl. I don't know.
You don't know who's going to be there?
I don't know who's gonna be there. I'm gonna be there with my team, wherever that is.
Oh, so wait, so you couldn't run fast, so you got caught. You couldn't drive fast, so you need to work on your strategy, bro.
Yeah, strategy always was- No, you know
That's
when
why
he
you
came-
like sports, because you don't understand the strategy.
No, I used to
He
psychology.
came home from jail with a great strategy. I'm never doing shit illegal ever again. I'm not good at it.
And that worked.
And that worked.
Yeah.
Hey, you're here.
Yeah,
You're here.
I'm here. So what you got going on?
So
What else you got going on?
mainly right now is just Watson on CBS, Reasonable Doubt
Check
on
it out.
Hulu. We'll go back to DR Detroit. That's on BET Plus and BET.
Well, man, we
Yeah.
appreciate you for stopping
No,
in.
hey y'all, thanks for having me, man.
We got the
Appreciate y'all.
legend.
My man been
legend.
telling me for a while. We was trying to catch up with you. You guys was in Jersey? Where's it?
Yeah, Jersey.
Jersey, yeah, you guys were in Jersey
Yeah.
last time. Yeah.
So,
couple
you know
times,
what I mean? Me being the fact that me and Morris, we two sex
We all-
symbols.
we all-
Yeah.
to the-
Straight up.
Eagle fans, go Eagles.
Go Eagles.
That's my team right now.
That's your team right now? Cause we 4-1? Wow.
Well, my wife she think I'm just as sexy.
They were supposed to be 5-0.
We was
Yeah, we were supposed to be 5-0 for sure.
But listen, man, this $1 million worth of game times Morris Chestnut. And it's
y'all.
just like that.
Right.